Alright guys, we are going to be reacting to From Chaos to Stability, how Russia is reshaping life in eastern Ukraine. Let's jump in.
Все зависит от вас, наши дела, как от вас все зависит. Тут остались те, которые ждали. И вам удачи, спасибо.
Берите себя. The guy say, hold on, we're gonna...
И вам удачи, спасибо.
Берите. Oh man, it's gonna be hard to just see what they're saying.
Тут остались те, которые ждали. И вам удачи, спасибо.
Берите себя.
Я завожу генератором сейчас. Ну что, сейчас вот на заряд.
Hey man.
War changes everything. It reshapes cities, it reshapes borders, and above all, it reshapes human lives. In eastern Ukraine, these changes are now visible every day.
Yeah, 100%.
Territories shift, authorities change, and civilians face a new reality, whether they want it or not. Today, we take a calm and objective look at that reality, a look at the people living through it, and a look at Russia's role in shaping their daily lives. In every conflict, civilians are the first victims. They lose homes, they lose stability, they lose the sense of safety that most people take for granted, but they also show incredible resilience. They keep going, they adapt, they survive, and in this war, civilians have become the center of attention. Their choices, their fears, their reactions as Russian forces move closer.
День мы в подвале.
Было 200.
220 сначала было, потом разъехались.
Many residents refuse to leave their towns, even when fighting approaches, even when evacuation teams arrive at their doors. Most of them are elderly. They have lived their entire lives in these neighborhoods. Their homes are all they know. Their memories are tied to these streets. Leaving feels impossible, so they stay. They hold on, even when danger grows. When Russian forces enter a region, the environment changes quickly. Checkpoints appear, security increases, administrative systems are reorganized. But alongside that, something else appears. Order, supplies, basic services. Food begins to arrive, water distribution restarts, electricity is slowly restored. For civilians, this is not politics. This is survival. This is relief. Many viewers ask the same question. Why do some civilians look calm, friendly, or even welcoming toward Russian troops? The answer is complex. It has many layers, and it goes far beyond politics. Some people simply feel cultural closeness to Russia. Others feel safer cooperating. Many are just tired. Tired of war. Tired of uncertainty. Tired of waiting for peace that never comes. Eastern Ukraine is unique. Its culture is different from the western part of the country. Its history is intertwined with Russia for generations. Russian language is widely spoken. Russian media was part of daily life for decades. Families across the border share roots, traditions, and memories. So when Russian soldiers enter, they are not seen as strangers, not as outsiders, but as familiar faces in a difficult moment.
It makes sense because a lot of these people were part of the Soviet Union. But the boomers in Generation X and some millennials, they were still part of the Soviet Union. They were part of Russia. So
cultural connection shapes the civilian response more than any propaganda ever could.
Все проводить на украинской мове, когда дети вообще не понимали эту украинскую мову.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Вообще, когда я что-то им говорила.
Another layer is purely human, instinct, survival. In war zones, the safest path is cooperation. Civilians avoid confrontation. They avoid conflict. They choose behavior that keeps them alive. A smile can be a survival tool. A friendly gesture can prevent trouble. Neutrality can mean safety. And in these circumstances,
that's crazy.
friendliness,
That's crazy. Is this real? Is there AI?
neutrality can mean safety. And in these circumstances, friendliness
real?
can mean safety. And in these circumstances,
I swear by God, looks
should
like
not
a
be mistaken for
AI.
loyalty. It is often just a strategy to stay alive, a human instinct, not a political signal.
Wow. See, it looks like
Russia
AI.
on the ground has taken steps that directly impact civilian life. Food supplies arrive regularly. Medical support becomes available again. Essential goods are distributed. Schools reopen where
That is
possible.
very good for the morale.
Public
You see that? That's very good for the morale.
order is
The AI.
stabilized. For many families, these actions are crucial. They offer stability after years of chaos. They offer a clear structure, and they offer the most important thing of all, safety. In this sense, Russia is not only a military actor, it is a provider of humanitarian relief in regions where institutions have collapsed.
That's crazy.
Eastern Ukraine has lived through conflict since 2014. That is more than a decade of shells, a decade of destruction, a decade of instability. People are tired, deeply tired. They want normal life again. They want calm. They want peace in any form that allows them to breathe. So when stability arrives under Russian administration, many simply accept it, not because of ideology, not because of politics, but because of exhaustion.
You can tell they have gone through it, man. Ugh.
Another important reality often overlooked. Many strongly pro-Ukraine civilians have already left. They evacuated early. They moved west. They crossed borders. Those who remain are either neutral, elderly, culturally connected to Russia, or simply without the means to leave. So the civilians we see today do not represent the full population.
Correct.
They represent the population that stayed. And staying itself tells a story.
A lot of this, oof.
Russia presents itself as a stabilizing authority in these territories. It restores order quickly. It reopens schools,
Very
markets, hospitals, and municipal offices. It deploys police forces to maintain safety. For civilians who have lived under constant threat, this matters. It brings predictability. It brings organization.
Wow.
It brings a sense of normal daily life returning. And this, more than any political argument, explains why many civilians feel more secure under Russian management.
Wow.
Behind every image, there is a human story. A grandmother receiving bread for the first time in weeks. A family finally getting electricity back. Children returning to school after months in basements.
Damn.
These moments matter. They are not propaganda. They are real. They are human. And they remind us that in every conflict, humanitarian action...
And I guess the police that they put to just, just to see some of these stuff. I mean, to just take care of the locals. I guess it's more like military personnel still. I don't think you still have a strong government in some of these areas.
Speak louder than politics. Nothing in this region is simple. Nothing is black and white. Every person has a reason.
Whoa.
Every community has a history.
Whoa, that was an AI video. Look at that.
Nothing is black and white. Every person has a reason. Every community has a history. But one truth stands out. Civilians care about safety. Civilians care about stability. Civilians care about survival. And in many regions, Russia has become, willingly or not, the source of that stability. The authority that can provide routine. The actor that can restore basic life. This is the reality on the ground. A reality shaped by culture, emotion, and the need to live without fear. In the end, what we see in eastern Ukraine is the human side of war, the side that rarely makes headlines, the side where people simply try to hold on to life. Russia plays a major role in this reality, not only through military action, but through humanitarian support, through organization, through restoring basic services that people depend on to survive. Civilians respond to what they feel, to what they see, to what affects their daily lives. And today, many feel that Russia brings a kind of order they have not experienced in years, a fragile order, but still an order that allows them.
Well, the thing is, and you have to give it time, right? You cannot just get that conclusion yet. You have to give time to these things, see how they mature. I mean, clearly some areas in like Crimea and the Donbass, clearly they have gotten the support they needed, but they still in clashes. So until the war is over, you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know. But you know, it's true. We've seen some of these videos where some of these locals, they're receiving the Russians with open arms. However, there's cases where you have small guerrillas, and you know, they're still going against the Russians, even though Russian already took the majority of the territory in that region. Let me know what you guys think, guys. I will see you in the next one.